calling me this late? Hello? Hello?
She cheating on me, cuz.
Who? Quisha? I mean, Pledge of Allegiance? Sharkeisha?
No.
Sarah?
The
Metamutual?
No, nigga.
Sudafed?
Shut the hell up. Let me talk, man. My wife cheating.
Oh, damn. Your wife cheated on you? Bro, I thought she needed you, man. I thought you said she wouldn't do that.
That hoe got a whole nother man, bro. I just gonna, man, the tears gonna start falling, cuz.
Bro, you crying?
Bro, that's my world.
You gonna forgive her though, right?
Hell no. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
But she forgave you 4 times.
That's different.
Well, I don't see the difference, man.
Did I call my boy or hers?
I'm your boy, man. I'm your boy.
Who act like it?
You right.
Hey, man, come outside.
What? What you mean come outside?
Bring your ass.
Huh?
Man, bring your ass
I
outside.
gotta go to work.
I'm out front. Bye.
Oh, damn it, man.
To the chase, everyone give me some space. Don't fall out, we fall into place. Every step walking with grace, amen. Keeping my foot off the brakes. Impact, I'm ready to brace.
Welcome to this Jawn Active Podcast. This is your boy Blurred Out, and with me as always is Hood Nerd. How you doing, man?
Chilling, Blurred. How you living, dog?
Shit, tired, but I'm living.
Straight up, feel you there.
But yeah. So how's your week been? How's your weekend?
Week was good, man. Not too much going on. Just football still, flag football with the kids, and games. Lost both games this Saturday, so that was rough.
Damn.
But hopefully we can turn it around this week. Got 2 more weeks left, so I definitely want to try to win out if I can. That'd be sick.
Okay.
But difficult, man. There's some good kids out there, some talented teams and whatnot.
Yeah.
But how about you? How's your weekend been?
Very busy. It was a very busy week. Very busy weekend. Went to some conference for my wife. Went to some. She's trying to learn some Filipino martial arts type shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty interesting, pretty cool to watch, to watch the teachers, use these little double sticks that they use. It was pretty cool. So I mean, nothing too much. Had another 3-day weekend, So
Nice. PTO.
Yeah, it was still, yeah, I got all the PTO to fucking burn, but yeah, just chilling. Realized I did not watch any basketball this year. And I just realized the playoffs about to start soon. I'm like, damn, bro, I have not watched any NBA this year. I've been watching March Madness, but I ain't watched no NBA. And I'm like, yeah, the game ain't been the same.
Bro, I just think it's us getting older too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same. Like, just so many other things going on in life. Like, I can't even keep up with what time games start. What channels they coming on or where they streaming, because I don't do the cable. So
Yeah.
I feel like, if you had cable, it'd be easier to keep up with them. But
yeah,
I'm never going back to cable.
No, never going back to cable. No. But
They can suck it.
Yeah, even though I got the sling and shit, it's just the basketball just not. It ain't been the same. It's just not the same. It's not exciting. Now football, I'm like, yo, I gotta watch this shit. I know when it's gonna come on. Know the times and what days. Basketball it's just up in the air.
Nah.
And I'm like, yeah.
That is the cool thing about football. You know what day is coming on. Sunday, Monday, Thursday.
Exactly. Just know the day basketball is up in the air. But, oh shit, it's a Tuesday night game. So I didn't even know a game was on.
And who gonna be sitting out with the load management and all that?
Yes.
Even though they did I know they took some steps this year to correct that with the you're not eligible for
Yeah, yeah.
awards and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, like the
But
MVP awards and shit. I think you got to be like at least 65 games. Play like 65 games to at least be eligible for the MVP award. And I think Wemby is going to miss it by like 1 day or some shit. Or either him or Luca. It was like one of
see,
them going to miss it by like 1 game or some shit like that.
and that's crazy because with them dudes, there's probably injury.
Yeah.
I think Luca is 2 games. I think I read that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear about Wemby though.
Yeah, I know it was one of those two. I think it was Luca. I think it was Luca by like 2 games, some shit like that.
Yeah, I heard
Those two.
his agent set up some kind of appeal or something like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get that done.
Yeah. But either way, it ain't gonna make any difference because wasn't gonna win it. SGA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's just gonna win it again.
For sure.
So.
He got the refs wearing his shoes and shit. It's a lot.
That shit is crazy.
Adam Silver might as well just go ahead and pop up with a jersey.
I know, right? But yeah, so speaking of sports, speaking of basketball, not sure how much of the beef you've been hearing lately of Stephen A. Smith and Matt Barnes about the. I guess they had some. They had a talk before, and it was about Stephen A. with the. I guess what he said about black people and over black Trump supporters. And now it's about LeBron James and the black community and how he not necessarily misrepresenting the black community, but I guess a slap in the face of the black community, saying something about Memphis needs to move to Nashville or some shit like that. And I guess he was talking to his, some white guys on the golf course. And just saying like, yeah, they trying to get me. He was like, yeah, they trying to get me to Memphis. I'm not coming here. They need to move it to Nashville or some shit like that. And I was like, okay. I mean, but a lot of players have said that. They agree that Memphis needs to move to somewhere in Nashville. Because I guess the number one thing about Memphis is their stadium is one of the worst in the NBA. It's not the most well kept. I guess they're almost like the Oakland A's stadiums. And I guess Matt Barnes didn't take a liking to that, which kind of threw me off because it was like you had to talk to him before about, I guess, him about his views, about his political views and all this other stuff. And I had to do a lot of research on there. And I want to hear what your take on the whole thing, if you saw any of this.
So what I saw recently was the political stuff, where Matt Barnes was basically calling him a coon and pretty much a house person.
Shit, a house nigga.
Yeah, pretty much. He's calling him just a straight up house nigga.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's hard to argue with it when it seems like Stephen A. was in support of Donald Trump and like the Republican Party and some of that agenda. And I would be seeing him on like propaganda TV and shit. And like he had his own podcast and was talking about it a little bit. And like, it's fucked up because I like Stephen A. Like, I just do. I can't explain it. I don't get it.
I heard, I guess the best description of him is like he's a WWE character.
Yes, that's perfect, bro.
WWE character.
That is exactly why I like him. He is a character.
As much as I hate when he talks about the Cowboys, I'm like, I still like him. He's entertaining.
Entertaining as fuck.
Very informative. And that's what.
And I think Matt Barnes likes him. You
Yeah,
know,
he does. Yeah.
I don't think they really have a beef aside from the fact that he wants Stephen A. to like be more useful with his platform, you know, and his voice,
Yeah.
especially for the community. Which I respect that too, because that's what Matt Barnes be on. Matt
Yeah.
Barnes is like the hoodest, most dark skinned, light skinned nigga I ever seen in my life and shit.
He is. He is.
So
Shit.
I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, so my take is I actually watched a lot of video because I haven't heard anything about Stephen A. actually supporting Donald Trump. He actually don't like Donald Trump. He said he never supported him. He said he said the only thing that about, I guess, anything remotely close that he's for when it comes to the Republican is about his money. And I guess the border, that was about it. But everything else was like, fuck no. He said he leans more towards the left side as far as women's right, pro-choice, all the other stuff. And he stated on his podcast that when I went to Fox News to talk about something, they put that out there that was it. Nobody put out anything about CNN, you know, uh, News Nation or whatever. It was like any other platform. Nobody put out anything else but Fox News. What they do is put out that one thing that will get people's attention.
And that's probably what happened because he went on Fox News and he was like, "Oh, Trump supporter," and I was like, "Not Stephen A. No."
and that's what happened. That's what he explained. He was like, in no way, shape, or form am I a Trump supporter at all. He was like, I'm not even for the Republican Party. He was like, I've always been actually independent, but I'm leaning more towards the left side on the Democrat. But he was like, but some of the stuff that the Democrat people will piss me off. And a lot of the shit that the Republican people will piss me off. So he was like, I'm more on the human side of what's right and what's wrong. And I remember, and I actually watched that little clip of him and Matt Barnes the first time when Matt Barnes and Stacks had like a kind of an issue with him being on there, and he explained it. And then Matt Barnes was like, okay, now I see where you're coming from. Because when you was on there, it made it sound like it sounded like you were not for black people and all this other stuff. And he was like, because he was like, I'm kind of torn because you were the ones that kind of helped me, build this platform, and all the other. He was like, I seen you help other brothers and other players try to build a platform. You always try to take us with you and stuff like that. So when I saw that, I was kind of torn. I was defending you, but then it was like, when you said some of those things, I was like, yo, I don't know if I can defend this. So they had that discussion. And then with the LeBron shit, I was like, yo, Matt, you just had that whole, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, there's something. Yeah, the camera was going out or whatever.
Damn, bro, my fucking headphones just died.
Just died. That's crazy.
Crazy, bro. This is some terrible shit.
I ended up making sure my shit, because I would have that issue too. I ended up making sure my shit was charged so I wouldn't have that issue.
Damn.
But
I mean, we can continue. Hey, roll with the punches.
Yeah, we can continue. Let's just
start
run with
all the
it
way
and see
over.
What's up. Nah. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. So, yeah, I guess the echo stopped on your part. I guess at first it was a little echo, but I guess the echo stopped on your part. But
Okay.
But yeah, it was I guess this time I was like, yo, Matt, at this one, I was like, yo, Matt, I think you and LeBron did for this one because he didn't say anything really bad about LeBron. He didn't say anything bad about him.
He always hating on LeBron.
Yes.
Stephen A.
He always kind of he don't like how LeBron kind of carried himself on certain things, but he was not saying anything bad about LeBron. He was just, and I saw the video with him and Kendrick Perkins about that incident, and they both was on the same side. It's like this not a good look for the black community because you're in Memphis on the golf course basically talking shit about the city of Memphis, which is like 60 some percent, black people. And you're talking about moving it to Nashville. That doesn't look good for your brand to black people. That's all he was saying. But Matt Barnes was just on it like, yo, like he just went off and I was just like, yo, Matt, you should already know you had a discussion with this dude. Now, and I know Matt Barnes is kind of on LeBron's dick.
Kind of on the what?
LeBron. Like
I mean,
I know he kind of loves LeBron.
bro, you just can't hate on the guy anymore.
Yeah, you can't
like
hate
anybody
on him,
hating at this point is just a
but,
hater.
Yeah, but I know he likes to defend LeBron a lot.
And Stephen A. like to hate on LeBron a lot.
Yeah,
he do.
I honestly believe like Stephen A. is actually just telling the truth about LeBron.
Because really, you be hating on him too.
Outside of basketball, like I said, LeBron is physically the greatest player I've ever seen. It's just as far as him as a teammate and some of the things that he does to try to pull on another man's cape, that bothers me. Why are you worried about another man's cape? You're trying to sit there and say other things, subliminal messages, like the championship rings. He was like, I don't think anybody should, how many rings you got, or championships should solidify, your level of greatness. And he was trying to say it for other players, but I was like, I know it's for you. I know that's the reason why you're saying that, because nobody's putting you above Jordan because of that.
I think it's a lot of people putting him above Jordan. I just think there are some diehard Jordan people that will never do it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Part of it, like we talked about before, is generational.
Yeah.
I just, with Stephen A., that shit be feeling like he got a problem with him. Like, no, I don't respect nothing. It be feeling like Stephen A. don't respect nothing about
how he comes off. It's his energy, but he never disrespecting LeBron.
I think LeBron is a weird dude, only because like you had the spotlight on you for so long and shit.
Yes, and
you almost can't just be yourself.
Yeah, and I don't fault him for that. I don't fault him for that because I know he's been in the spotlight for a long time. But I feel like anytime LeBron gets criticized, the LeBron lovers would just be all up on it. I see that shit on Facebook all the time. They're just trying to make any kind of stats to make him better than Jordan. Y'all need to chill out. Like, bro,
I be seeing the same thing in reverse. People hate. It's this one guy. He got a whole page dedicated to LeBron hate. Yeah. He be on there like, LeBron ain't even better than Tayshaun Prince. Like, come on, dog, get up on out of here.
Yeah, that right there is over the top.
But he be on the shit like that.
Yes,
I forget. He said like this discussion or this debate about James Harden and D Wade.
Yeah,
stop it. Come on. Come on. What is y'all talking about?
Yeah, and there's people that would do that, would completely hate on Jordan and try to just belittle his career and all this other stuff. I'm just like, yo, the shit is laughable to me.
It is. Like, you can't belittle either one of these guys.
You can't belittle either one of them. It's like, but I believe, and I'm always going to believe, and I think a lot more people actually think Jordan is greater than LeBron. It's a lot more people that think Jordan is greater than LeBron because, and I think mainly because of the championships that he lost. You can just count one of them because he took that Cavs team to the championship, but all the other ones, it's like how you go to this many finals and you lose.
Bro, it was some good
then you
teams,
won.
man.
Yeah,
Good teams.
Yeah, but he had some better teams, but he lost. And
I don't know, man. Like,
the
if we look
Miami
at the
team,
teams Jordan was playing, I don't think he was playing this caliber of like NBA talent.
oh, he was playing. He was playing a lot more Hall of Famers than LeBron was.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, he had a lot more Hall of Famers.
And
And I
even if
went
he
down the
was,
whole
he
list.
was paying like one Hall of
Yeah,
Famer on the team and shit. LeBron then had to play teams with like 2, 3 Hall of Famers in the starting lineup and shit.
and that was just the Spurs.
No, the Lakers, freaking the Celtics, like the Pistons.
Yeah, and
They had
and
some
that was the same
squads.
thing. Yeah, and that was the same thing for Jordan. They had multiple. Because if you look at the West was almost just as strong as the East. Well, LeBron, his East was weak for years, pretty much his whole career,
I
and the
mean,
West was very, very strong.
The East was weaker than the West, but they at least still had 4 premier teams
Yeah, like yeah,
at the
probably
very
about
least.
at the very least 4 premier team. But
Because you
after
get
that,
the
it was just
Pacers,
losing
the
records.
Knicks, like it was a lot, bro. I can't discount either one of their roads to championship.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, losing them is never gonna get you no love and shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I gotta look at who he lost to. I got
Yeah.
to because I don't know. I haven't compiled that information. Like,
Yeah, he
and then I got to look at who Jordan won against.
Oh yeah, and that's what I had looked at, and that's because nobody has talked about that. Nobody has talked about like to compare how the East and West was. They differ from LeBron's era to Jordan's era. Because the East, and when I looked at it, I was like, yo, these teams are actually really strong in the East during his time. Because he had the Pistons, the Cavaliers was actually a strong team, the Atlanta Hawks was a strong team, the Knicks. Like, we had all these teams that were very strong, and they were 50 win plus teams. And there were multiple 50 win plus teams. LeBron didn't have a lot of 50 win teams on the East side until he got against the West. And
And he just couldn't get
didn't
past
have
the
trouble.
West. He was coming
Yeah.
out of the East. He was doing what he had to do to come out of
Yeah,
the East.
and that's why a lot of people feel that as you talk about the stats, feel like his road to the finals was a lot easier than Jordan. 'Cause the East
I
has
don't
been
know.
weak. The East has been very, very weak for a long, long time during his
I,
whole career, pretty much.
I feel like the East has been weak forever.
Yeah,
Compared
but yeah,
to the
and
West.
that's what I thought until then. That was after Jordan, and when I had looked at all the records, that was after Jordan when the
No,
East
because
when the
all
East.
they had then is still the same 4 or 5 teams: Detroit, Chicago, New York, Boston. That's always been it in the East. That Hawk shit, get out of here.
I don't
And
know,
nobody's scared of just Dominique Wilkins and shit. No
yeah,
way.
but they were still a 50 win team.
They were. I'll give them that. You know what I mean? But when it come playoff time, none of them teams is scared of the Hawks. Sorry.
Yeah, no, because everybody had to worry about the Pistons and the Bulls.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
And the
Boston.
Pistons, I mean, listen, like I said, they both did their thing. I
Yeah,
can't hate on either one of them. It just be cracking me up the level of hate that LeBron be getting specifically because some people really just hate his guts. And
yeah,
nobody hates Jordan the way people hate LeBron. And I don't know
yeah,
why.
yeah. And honestly, I think it's probably because of the LeBron fans. 'Cause I
They
honestly
like
think
Cowboy
it's because
fans?
yes, they are. Because some of this, like I said, some of the shit that they post up is like. It's like, yo, you are not making any kind of sense, bro. Like, this doesn't help your case at all. And they're like Cowboy fans, and that's why so many people hate the fucking Cowboys, and like the Patriots fans, so many people hate them, and then have the cheating and whatnot. But yeah, it was just. But I felt like with Matt Barnes, it's because Stephen A. said something about LeBron, and it wasn't even disrespectful, and it wasn't even terrible at all. Like it was just him and Kendrick Perkins. And Kendrick Perkins loves LeBron. But for him to actually be like, yo, agree with Stephen A., like, yeah, this does not look good, towards the black community when you're saying it and you're in Memphis. So that's when Matt Barnes just kind of went off, and I was like, then I saw Stephen A. was like, yo, I thought you were better than this. It was like, you gotta be out of your fucking mind. Like, really? I was like, yo. And then he said, it was like, you should have called me. You can call me. You got my number. The fact that you put it out there before even attempting to try to call me to tell me. And that's what happened again. It was just like, I'm out here reporting, and then I'm giving my opinion about what he said. And then Matt Barnes didn't like that, and since then I haven't heard anything since Matt Barnes meeting up with Stephen A. about
They
this.
probably squashing that shit personally.
Yeah.
Because I know Stephen A. helped them when they got their podcast started. He went on and was a guest and shit.
Yeah. But I know Stephen A. is waiting on Stacks. He was like, I still haven't talked to Stacks since that Russell Westbrook shit.
What did he say about Russell Westbrook?
Apparently, they said that Stephen A. snitched on Russell Westbrook. And he was like, I did not snitch on him. Like, let me give you a definition. I guess Russell Westbrook, during some game, had, I guess, fouled somebody, but he did like a flagrant foul. And he didn't get suspended. So everybody thought he was going to get suspended for that egregious foul that he did. And I guess they heard Stephen A. say, when he reported, he was like, why isn't Russell Westbrook suspended? And then Russell Westbrook got suspended. So they felt he went to the NBA office or whatever and talked to him. It was like, yo, why Russell Westbrook not suspended?
That's silly.
And he was like, I never went there. He was like, the company called me. They wanted the information because there was like, how is he not suspended? Why did they make the decision to not suspend him? Because they came out and said they're not going to suspend him because there was a discussion. And they wanted to know why. So he was like, they called me. I called and asked, why was he not suspended? They gave me the issue. And Stephen A. was just saying, it was like, when he came on the air, it was like, I think he should have been suspended. Because if it was Draymond Green, anybody else that did something like that, they would be suspended. So they took it as he went behind, Russell Westbrook's back and went to the NBA and was like, yo, why aren't you suspending him? I think he should be suspended. And he had to break down that whole story. And he was like, I'm still waiting on Stacks to talk to him because he completely just wrote me off and was just like, fuck Stephen A. I can't fuck with him no more after that. And he was like, I'm waiting. He was like, I'm waiting for him to reach out to me because I got some things to say to him. And he was like, but I love you guys. We go way back. And, it hurts my heart that you guys think that I would do that. You guys think that I change. The only thing that changed about me is my money. Everything else has not changed about me. And that's what it appears like and why, people are thinking that he's like a Trump supporter and all this other shit because he got money. It was like, no, this is not, because I never got that impression that he was a Trump supporter. I know he had said some things and he had popped up on some political stuff, but I've never once heard him say that he supported Donald Trump at all.
I never heard him say that. I just heard him say some things in favor of some of his policies.
Yeah.
And some of the political, like the Republican shit, the agenda.
Yeah.
And that kind of turned me off. I was like, oh no, not Stephen A. And this was shit he was like, lamenting on, as he likes to say, on his actual podcast. I can't
Yeah,
remember the context or what he was
yeah,
talking about,
yeah,
but this was a while back, and I was
hmm
like, damn, Stephen A. might be a Trump supporter, little. And
yeah,
not
yeah,
that's what I thought then. Like you
hmm
said, he's never said it, but that
yeah.
I thought he was more on board with that than the
Uh,
left
yeah,
or like
no,
sanity and shit.
yeah, no. That's what he came out and addressed and had to address that and was like, no, I'm not that guy at all. Nor will I
Well,
ever be that guy.
I got to look that up because I did not
Yeah,
see him deny it. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. Cause he said it recently in the what's the name when I after the Matt Barnes shit or whatever.
yeah,
He
because
always
that's
said
what I
it on
saw.
his
I saw Matt
podcast.
Barnes
Yeah,
basically calling him a coon.
yeah. And I was like, yeah, Matt Barnes, you kind of wrong about this one too. Like you just upset because you said something about LeBron. That's what this one felt like.
And
It didn't.
I haven't heard much about their podcast, so maybe he needed to drum up some views or something. I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah,
all the smoke is doing these
yeah,
days,
yeah, yeah,
but there's only so
yeah,
many hoopers you can interview,
yeah,
and you got to switch it up to other people. So,
yeah, yeah. And that's what I was kind of like. It felt weird because like I said, I saw the video of them squashing the first time that he thought that he was a snitch and what he said about black people or whatever. And he was like, I never said anything about black people. I'm talking about black Trump supporters on why black Trump supporters support Donald Trump. I didn't say anything about black people should support Donald Trump. And I guess that's what Fox News took that shit out of context and put that on there to make it seem like he's a Trump supporter. And that's what he said. And he was like, but nobody has talked about me being on other platforms talking about the other things that I was talking about. So, but yeah, I was like, yeah. And they both agree that's what social media does. They'll put that shit out there and they'll kind of edit it the way that they want to edit, and that's what will end up happening.
make you sound crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so we're still on the sports, and I guess one thing I did not see because of how he carried himself was moving on to football with Mike Vrabel. Apparently, he got a little sneaky link. And out here in
Rustini.
Arizona, in Sedona, Arizona, is some adults only, resort that he went out there. I never saw him, based off of how he carried himself as a person and a football coach. And I was like, yo. And then Rossini, I liked her. I liked the reports that she done. I liked the stuff that she popped up on, ESPN, around the horn, all the other stuff. She was, up and coming and doing all that, but it kind of took me by surprise. And they're both married apparently.
That's what boggles my mind. Is like if they're both married and they're both public figures, somewhat, well-known people.
Yeah,
Are their marriages over and we just don't know it yet? And they was
yeah,
like, all right, well, our marriages are over, but it's not technically finalized, but we still gonna take this trip, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Or were they on some like the CEO shit where he was out at the Coldplay concert thinking nobody was gonna peep him, and then they
Exactly.
peeped him and put him on blast?
Yep.
Like, which one is it? And then
Yep.
why are these people so whack with their cheating? Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yo, this
Going
shit
to
is
a resort
wild.
and
Exactly.
you're a public figure.
Yes. Yes,
Going
that's the
to a
crazy
Coldplay
thing about
concert.
me. Yeah.
I don't care if you got nosebleeds.
Yeah.
You a
That's
CEO.
exactly like people will know who you are. You got some kind of status. People will know who you are.
Absolutely.
And
That's
I'm like,
just
that shit
wishful
will.
thinking on their
It
part.
is.
Like, let's just
It's
go have this
crazy.
getaway. Nobody will notice.
Yeah.
I don't know about Rossini and them because he ain't had no hat on, no shades. They
Yeah.
was just out there chilling, holding hands,
Exactly.
looking like they was about to play some Ring Around the Rosie and
I
shit.
know, right?
Uh, it did not appear that they were bothered by
Yeah.
anybody seeing them.
Yes, it was out in the open. Like it was
Hmm.
really out in the open. Like yeah, like you said, no hats, no shades. It was just out in the open, just having a good time, not expecting anybody to see
Or they just didn't care.
see. Yeah,
I wonder
yeah.
if it was the same thing for that Good Morning America people or whatever show they were on.
Oh yeah, them they yeah that shit was kind of wild because
It's the same
they
thing,
I mean that shit was crazy. Like you're on set doing that shit.
bro.
Like you're on
They
set behind the scenes.
they
I'm
went on
just
like
like
a
yo,
ski trip or something. Like,
yeah.
what are y'all doing? But then they was like, listen, we together. They doubled
Yeah,
down right after that and was
yeah.
like,
Double
look,
down right after. It's like yo,
this
that's
ain't no scandal. We out
yeah,
here.
yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, and I
And
think they
that's the
both
crazy thing.
both ended up getting a divorce, and it's just like, all right, well, we're gonna be together.
That's the crazy thing. Like you can't have anything be messy
Yeah.
when you in the public sphere. But
Yes.
that's ridiculous because human beings are messy. Like it's
Yes.
gonna be
Yes.
nobody's
Yes.
perfect and shit.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that shit was crazy. Another thing that was kind of crazy, and is now we're gonna move over to the political side of it. Didn't expect this. Don't know how to feel about this shit. But Melania Trump ended up having some. She pulled a Donald Trump and didn't have no, tell nobody. Just randomly had a conference and was like, "I'm gonna spill some beans and say I ain't got shit to do with the Epstein files." Came out of fucking nowhere, and I'm like,
um, I saw some shit that
uh
summed
huh,
that up perfectly.
yeah,
And somebody was like, the war is so going so bad that he got to distract from the war with the Epstein files. So
yeah,
I'm like, first it was distracting from the Epstein files by starting the war.
yeah,
Now the war is going so bad that they got to go back to the Epstein files. I don't know what they thinking, bro. It's just
yeah.
always batshit crazy stuff coming
It
out of the
is,
White House
it
and
is,
out of our government
yeah.
lately, and it's just fucking so sad.
It is.
Um,
It's crazy. But if
because
I,
there are pictures of her with the guy. Like, what are you doing?
yeah, yeah, and yeah, then it's like there's pictures of her with the guy with them, and they had an email where she's saying that we are not, we're not friends, but she's like, oh, thank you, my love, and hope to see you again. So it was just like a friendly email. And it's like, oh, you guys were friends at once.
Bruh, it
Like
looked like there
that
was
was
more than that in them pictures.
exactly that shit was crazy. Well, cause I don't know about those pictures. That shit might have been AI. That can be crazy. That the one we
It
talking
can
about.
be.
It can be, but we never fucking know. I don't know if it's in the files. I don't know if that's in the files.
They got pictures of her with Ghislaine too.
Yeah,
And that didn't look like as promiscuous as the Epstein ones.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Epstein's one looked like he
Yeah,
put the
that shit
smoking on
look
a couple
crazy.
times
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah, that shit look crazy. That one looked like her on the pole and shit. And I was like, okay, this one kind of got to be AI.
That one definitely
I was
looked
like, this
crazy.
one looks.
But then there was a quote from somebody who had spent some time in the, I don't know, whatever, in that sphere,
Yeah,
um, that said there was basically nobody who hadn't had a piece of Melania. Said they was passing her around basically.
damn.
I don't know if that's true. The
Yeah, I
internet
don't
is
know.
such a
Yeah,
crazy place now.
it
You got to
is
do so much fact checking. I
exactly,
don't have time for
exactly.
that. I just saw that. Somebody else can do the fact checking for me
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
tell
They
me if
they can do the
that's
fact
fucking
check.
right or wrong
Yeah, that's
because
crazy.
that would
Yeah,
be crazy if they was
that.
passing around this fool's wife
Yeah,
and he
that
came
would
in
that would
like,
be wild.
let's get it. That's the
Oh yeah, that would be wild. But yeah, it was just weird for her to come out and say that because we ain't really seen much of her since that movie came out, and she hasn't really been by his side a lot with this shit. So there was all speculations like, yo, she's not fucking with what this dude is doing. She don't want to be seen around this dude. And I remember in the clip of the movie, the trailer, I guess when he won the elections, he called her and was like, "Did you see the elections?" She was like, "No." He was like, "Well, we won." "Oh, congratulations, though." Just like, why the fuck would you put that in the clip of your trailer? So you wasn't even there to support your husband after you won the election. I was like, yo, that shit is crazy. You was in Paris somewhere, some shit like that.
Dog, that's
And
a
I was
paper
like,
marriage if I ever seen one.
it is. That's a paper
He,
fucking marriage, bro.
he
She
was
not
doing
caring
some
for him.
interview and said she was from Austria.
Yeah.
She fucking from Slovenia and shit. He didn't even know where she was from.
Yeah.
He definitely got her right from the island and shit. He was like,
Yeah.
I'll take this one, Jeff.
Yes. Yeah, I'll take this one, Jeff. And yeah, it's just like for her to come out and just say that she ain't got nothing to do with it, and she's saying have all the victims speak, have all the victims go to the DOJ and speak, have them, let's hear their words, let's see their faces, have them speak so and so. And I was like, yo, either she's involved somehow, some way that she knows a lot about this shit, or and that she's trying to protect herself, trying to gain some kind of immunity, or like you said, it could be trying to be another distraction of how bad this Iran shit is happening because they're over here making up lies about that. They are surrendering and seizing. Just like, nah, they ain't never said that shit. They said bring on. They said bring on more shit. What you talking about?
You know? Then
Yeah,
he talking about blowing the whole place up. You gonna nuke
bro.
the
And
Middle
and
East and
after
shit.
that shit, there have been so many people, supporters that's just like, yo, all right. I don't know how much more I could defend this motherfucker now. That's
For
why now
real.
you're over here talking about genocide and shit. That's crazy.
Can't do that.
And it was like, all right, I don't know if I can support this dude anymore. Now, I think, my wife told me, I haven't did a fact check on it, but she said that she saw something that now I think his approval rating is getting even worse. Now I think it's in the 60 percentile, or as
The
far as
fact,
the fact that it's they disapprove. 60% of people disapprove of
oh,
how.
disapprove. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's like now I think it's in the 30 percentile of people still approving of his shit. But I think now it jumped up to 60%, which is the most ever for any president ever.
Damn.
That we got 60% of people disapproving of his shit of how he's running the office.
This other 30% need to be purged.
Yo,
Go ahead and have a purge night
yo,
and let's tag their doors so we know who to
exactly.
go get.
Yeah,
Because what?
like at this
That shit should
point,
be zero at this
it
point.
should at
Like,
this point it got to be
this dude
fucking
bombed
zero,
a school
or
with
1%.
girls.
Well, I would say 1%, and at this point only gonna be 1% because the 1% is only gonna care about their money.
Oh, they care. That's all they care about.
So yeah,
And the
so
one
at least
percenters are
1%.
basically unchecked under his
Yeah.
presidency and his government
Yes. Yes.
to the point where it's definitely scary some of the things that they might be doing to the environment. I've
Yeah.
been seeing stuff online about the AI and the data farms and how
Yeah.
much water they use.
Yeah.
And it's definitely alarming because when they use the water, there's like some accumulation of toxic sludge in the
Yeah.
lines that they have to account for.
Yeah.
And, you know, how do you account for toxic sludge? You gonna dump that shit somewhere, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
I don't know, it's just a lot, it sounds like, that's going on with the AI shit that we need to be
Yeah.
locked in
Yeah.
and paid attention
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the world has kind of been quiet. Even though he's talking, saying all the dumb shit or whatever. But yeah, back on to the Mike Vrabel and Rossini, and you had mentioned it too. You threw it in there like about cheating. I guess recently, some shit came up, and you had brought it up, and me and my wife has talked about it too. Is having a female friend considered cheating? Or
Yeah,
specifically doing things with the female friend, is that cheating?
definitely a topic worth unpacking.
Yeah.
Based on the what you and your wife were talking about was and something you saw on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I think it was Facebook.
And the scenario was that
The
the person
scenario
went out to
was,
lunch with their friend.
yes, with their female friend. Is that considered cheating? The wife was automatically like, yes, that's cheating.
Dang,
And I'm like,
can't even go to lunch.
can't even go to lunch with a female friend. So she's like, why you gotta go there without me? And it's like, well, she's and that a lot of these things could be situational. Like, what if we were friends growing up and we may or may not have dated throughout the years? We try to give it a shot because we've been friends for so long, but it just didn't work and we just not fit for each other. And it's just no sexual attraction between us because we just literally just been friends all these years. Basically my sister, I'm basically your brother. We have tried the dating thing, but it didn't work. But we're just mutual, and we love that our friendship that we have, we just connect like that. And I can't go on a lunch date with one of my best friends, if not my best female friend. And it's, a lot of these things could be situational, but I guess generally speaking, yeah, if it's just like, uh, and that's it's also another situational too. If it's like coworker, if you're at work and you're able to go out to have lunch with a female friend, I can't have lunch with my coworker, and she's a female. It's like we're just having lunch and we're going right back to work. How is that? How is that considered cheating? She's the
They think
coworker. I
it's
work
the.
with the girl.
I think most people think it's the gateway to cheating.
Yes.
It's the
Yes.
gateway drug to turning it into more than just a friendly lunch.
Yes.
A lot of people can't separate the fact that it's someone of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how situational it is, because I think you're right. Like when it comes to lifelong friends or friends that you had before the relationship, you know, that has to be discussed. That has to be navigated carefully because, like, it is kind of unfair to have to give up your friendships that you've built or cultivated
Yeah.
before meeting your significant other.
Yeah.
And especially if you've already explored that with the person,
Yeah.
I think that can help, solidify the friendship,
Yeah.
because then like, all right, well, there's nothing romantic here. Now, when it's unexplored, that can be a little tricky
Yeah.
because you never know,
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
why didn't y'all try it out? You know what I mean? Y'all such
Exactly.
good friends and shit. Y'all having hot cocoa and shit.
Yeah.
Out having lunch and brunch and all this.
Exactly.
Why
haven't
can't y'all
tried
be
that?
together?
Yeah. Why can't y'all? Y'all know everything about each other. Why can't y'all be
Mm-hmm.
together? There's all these
Mm-hmm.
questions. Just like, yo, we just never did it. I'm with you, but they don't think about that. They don't think
And
about it.
see,
It's just like,
I think they do. I think for girls, that guy is just in the friend zone. Like, if they never explored it, never tried it,
yeah,
either that guy is in the friend zone or neither one of them can make the first move.
yeah,
It's one of those two scenarios, because guys are usually not the ones who's going to put someone in the friend zone unless it has something to do with, like, looks
yeah,
or sexual preferences.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
guys will have a butch homegirl in a heartbeat, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
is she really, like, is she so much like a dude?
yeah,
It's hard to say like, most girls ain't gonna trip on that, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Unless the butch happen to be built like Megan Thee Stallion, then your girl might trip. I don't know.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, 'cause that's just, and that was the thing. It's like, can we have female friends?
The age-old question, dog. Can
Yes,
men and women be friends?
yes,
And I think it's very doable outside of a relationship.
Yeah.
Inside of a relationship, you got to take your partner's feelings about it into consideration.
Yeah.
And that makes it more difficult if both people aren't progressive enough to have that kind of thing in their life, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because, where's the boundaries, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if me and you wanted to take a trip to Japan, and, you know, I'm like, babe, I'm going to Japan with the homies for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I got a better shot of floating that with one of my friends than like, yo, I'm going to Japan with Jessica for a couple weeks. We've been friends forever. Ain't nothing gonna happen, girl. What you talking about?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, and we have to try to like justify it. Like, yo, this is my best friend. This is my homegirl. This is something that we just got that weird connection that we're both nerds to so and so whatever. We want to go to Japan for the nerd shit. You don't want to do it, but that's what we want to do. This is my home, but yeah, it's just that dynamic
And they thinking about us too,
yes,
because like, can you really be just friends with a
yeah,
female? You know what I mean? Like, there was this, I don't know, it was like a viral video going around where this dude was talking to this girl. I think it was like one of those dating things where they popped a balloon and all that, or something similar.
yeah,
They have all them people in like a studio room. And the guy was like, yo, call any one of your dude friends in your phone right now. Any one of them. They all would say they're putting this milk on them. Like, all of them is going to flip that switch. You know what I mean? And then he was like, go ahead, put it to the test. And she called a friend that was like a friend for like 7 or 9 years or some shit like that. And it did not take long. It's just a couple of probing questions. She's like, you want to go on a date with me? And he was like, a date with you? Like, for real? Then he was like, yeah, I'm down. For sure. What's popping? You know what I mean? So, is that to say that the guy is always going to want to explore it? Because I don't think so. I don't agree with that. But is that the ideology there for women?
Yeah, because I think in that kind of scenario, it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess thought we were friends, but I guess we can try to give that a shot. When you go on a date, yeah, I guess, you know, see where it goes from there. But and I think,
but just the fact that he was willing to shift from 7-year friendship to yes, let's go on a date.
Go on a date, yes.
Was he really your friend?
Yes, that's the question, and it's like, and I think I'm probably only speaking for myself. Is I would like to think that men, we can switch that off and on. Like, we can be a friend with somebody, but we can also be attracted to them, but also just be their friend. If we get that, like, you know, if we're in our right minds and we get that notion that, all right, but it's not going to work with us. Yeah, any other given time, yes, I would do it. But since it's not going to happen, I can just be friends with you. Always going to be attracted to you, but I can just still be friends with you. At the end of the day, if we make that decision to be like, do I want to be your friend or do I want to try something more? And if the friend is more precious to me, I can put that aside. I can put the attraction or whatever the other shit aside and actually be your friend because I actually care about you. And guys can do that very easily because we don't think too much. A lot of us don't think too much, and we just kind of be like pick and choose one side or the other. But it's still gonna always kind of be there just because we are just dogs. We find somebody attractive, we're just gonna always find them attractive.
Always.
We just have to pick and choose.
You got to compartmentalize that.
Yes, and that's what we are very good at doing.
Some of us are. Yes. I feel like some dudes can't. And that's when they
Yeah,
get into the
yeah,
stalking and the
yes,
kidnapping bitches and all that. You
exactly.
know,
Yeah, that's some of the dudes can, but
can't do
that's
that. But
what I say. Like the real men can, like the men
yes,
what they what they in their right mind, they can just be like, all right, cool, yeah, well, it's a
a
loss, but
non-possessive man too.
yeah, non-possessive men is like, all right, well, I guess I ain't gonna go down that road, but we can still be friends. We can still be cool.
Absolutely.
I like you. I still, still cool with you. I still
You
roll with
still.
you.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of men, and I can see why women might think this and might be leery of us trying to be friends with the female.
Mm-hmm.
It's because a lot of men put women in the category of only, sexual beings or like, here for their sexual desires, not
Yeah.
putting them in the category as a person
Yeah.
who could be dope to get to know on an emotional and, spiritual, deeper connecting level, on a friend level,
Yeah.
and just seeing them as a person versus a pussy, you
Yes.
know.
Yes. Yes.
Because I think a lot of dudes be looking at them as a
Yeah.
pussy.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, a lot of dudes do. That's pretty much our goal in life. That's pretty much our end goal in life is to have a woman.
Yeah.
Is to have at least one woman.
And for a
That's
lot
how.
of
That's
dudes,
yeah.
they want to rack them up.
Yeah. Yeah. They want to rack
Yeah.
them up, but
Not me, of course, but a
yeah.
lot of dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. Them days is gone.
Yeah.
Them days is over. It's just
So
like
do
it's
all
too
the
much.
oops.
Yeah,
So do.
it's just too much. But but yeah, there was just a lot of stuff that was just it's kind of it's up in the air, it's open air. It's just not. It has to be situational, but the men and women are always going to agree to disagree on
It's an
these
age
type of
old
situations.
question.
It is.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have 50-50 where people are
Yeah.
like, yes,
Yes.
I can
No.
I can definitely see I have men and I have female friends and
Uh huh.
and then there's gonna be that other half that's like, hell no. Hell
Yeah.
fucking no.
Exactly.
And that's what you gotta do. That's the goal. You gotta get with somebody who shares your view of this thing.
Yeah. 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 And that can be very rare.
It's always the opposite. It's
Yes.
always the opposite. And then
Always.
sometimes it's hypocritical too.
Yeah.
Because the guy will be like, "Oh, I can have female friends, but you can't have no male
Yo.
friends, or vice versa."
That shit right there is. I'm like, I look at a lot of dudes like, yo, and I see that shit a lot with the dudes. I'm like, yo, and I remember seeing this one meme, and I guess hell, shit, I guess this can be the meme of the week that I thought we couldn't think of no meme of the week, but it was a meme, and I guess it was a guy. He had, I guess, he cheated with 20 women. Apparently, the caption was he cheated with 20 women, and he found out that his girl ended up going on a date with one guy. The picture that they show is him like falling out, and his homeboy holding him up. And I was like, yo, that's a lot of dudes that be like
That's
that. You
real
over
rap.
here. Yo,
That's
that shit
real.
is funny. It's funny because it's true. Because
Because we so fragile.
yeah, it's just like
Male
wow.
ego, fragile as fuck.
It's super fucking. And I don't know
Because
if you
you
saw
would
this.
think
Yeah.
if you out here like getting them, racking them up, and you still
Uh-huh.
got your girl at home,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would think that'd be enough to like make you feel secure and confident
yeah,
and all that.
yeah. Nah,
But it's not.
it's
That
not.
just
And I
goes to
think
show that cheating
yeah,
ain't worth it.
exactly. And I think one of the reasons why is because it's not just the male ego, but I think it's because when it comes to us, we don't really care. We don't really basically cheat on emotion. We don't necessarily like the female itself, like you said, just the pussy. And for women, if they're making the effort, there's a good chance that they actually like the guy. And but still, it still don't make two wrongs don't make it right. But
No.
yeah, there was this. I remember this one video. It was a GTA video. I guess some dude kind of did a mod to the video, but he also did a voiceover to the shit. You ever seen some shit like that? Yo, it was one where this dude he he came over to his boy's house crying and was like, "Yo, this bitch is cheating. You know, she got another dude. I got to." He was like, "Yo, we got to go over there and we got to go, you know, light him up or whatever." And he was like, "Yo, what's going on?" He was like, "Yo, I found her cheating. I found my girl cheating on me, man. She cheating." He was like, "Yo, didn't you just tell me that you got like 4 girlfriends?" He was like, "Hey, yo, you supposed to be my friend or her friend?"
Yeah.
He was running down names and shit and just like, like Sudafed and all this, it was some whatever.
Sudafed.
It was fucking wild. And he said all these ghetto names, and then he said Sarah, and then he was like, "Let me guess, Sarah's white." He was like, "Oh shit, you know her?"
You know.
I was like, yo, that clip was fucking hilarious, and I'm just like, dude, you got you seeing 4 girls on the side, and you over here crying because you just saw your girl with one dude.
Ready to shoot the motherfucker up and
Yeah.
shit. Crazy. That's real life.
Yes, it
That
is.
is real life.
Yeah, that's
I just don't even know how people have time to do that kind of cheating. Like, oh, I got Rebecca, Shantae tomorrow. Like, this
Yes.
ain't no way, bro. Ain't no,
Bro.
especially with social media.
Yes.
My girl, me and her been together a while.
Yeah.
She's still. I mean, I don't know if she be checking it for me,
Yeah.
but she got the pages up where they be like, "Do you know this guy?"
Yeah.
And all the girls be out here trying to catch all their boyfriends. Like, you know him, you know Darrell,
Exactly.
putting their photos up and shit.
Yeah.
And then they be coming back with hits.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, Darrell, I was out with him last weekend.
Yeah.
Cooked. Facebook, the Facebook group just got you cooked, my nigga.
Yes. This is
Why?
It's crazy, and that's
With all the spyware they got nowadays, you might as well pack it up and just go ahead.
Exactly, yeah. Because it's because that's what I had told my wife. Because I was that's actually kind of how I met my wife. I was actually talking to 3 women at the same time, and she was one of them. And
I mean, which is totally fine to do when you're in the
yeah,
dating phases.
yeah, and that's what I was doing. But it was just the fact that when I started actually catching feelings for my wife, I was like. All right. I was like, yeah, I ain't trying. And I was like, the other 2, I was still kind of feeling too. But I'm like, I ain't got the energy to try to. I gotta remember their lives. I gotta remember my lives to them. And I was like, I'm just gonna let them know straight up, like, yo, I'm choosing her. You know, I got feelings for her and whatnot. You know, I like you and everything, but I just don't want to string y'all along. And I'm like, I don't know how dudes do that. I don't know how dudes just go and continuously would just have that energy to be wanting to cheat and continuously do it. And then I think also with the woman keep taking them back, they're like, all right, well, you're just gonna keep taking me back. I'm gonna keep doing it.
I definitely know some situations like that.
Yes.
And I'm like, yo,
So
what is that? Like, what do
yeah.
this motherfucker got that he just gonna get an automatic pass?
Exactly.
It's just gonna be like a little anger. Some of his clothes might hit the street,
Uh-huh.
but he coming back home
Exactly.
shortly, or if he left at all.
Exactly. And I see that shit, and I was just like, yo, this motherfucker cheated on you like 7 times. 7 different women. You caught him all this time, and you still with it.
Caught him, and you
It's
still
like,
taking them back.
yeah, that shit was crazy.
I don't understand the psychological ramifications of that.
I don't either.
I'd have to talk to a therapist. I mean, there's got to be some shit in your
It
life
gotta be.
that you from growing up that causes you to
Yeah.
take that, just take that on the chin left and right.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, but I guess the end age question is no, you can't have a female friend.
Depending on your girl,
Depending
I
on
don't
the girl.
think so.
Yeah.
Or you, and if you a guy, can your girl have a male friend?
Yeah.
I think the numbers on that are higher. Like the numbers of guys that are not okay with their female, like their woman having a male friend.
Yeah.
I think it's higher than females that care about their dude
I think so
having a
too.
male friend or a female friend.
Because we know that 90%
We know how
of the
we
time-
are.
Yes, we know how we are, and we're just like, yeah, this nigga just don't want to just be your friend.
Hell no.
You know,
He playing the long game. You got me
exactly.
fucked up if you think I'm about to sit here and watch you and them play the long game up in here.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm going to
Yeah.
lunch too. Let me call
Yes.
up Sarah because we
Exactly.
about to hit it.
Oh shit, we about to double date right now
Yo,
with
for
our
real.
friend.
I'm going to.
Oh shit, that's wild. But yeah, we're about to wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, I have this is my week for my shout out and tribute, and my shout out is going to be Nickelodeon. As a '90s kid, Nickelodeon was my shit, and all that. I mean, I used to say give a shout out to Dan Schneider, but the shit that happened with that little documentary and everything that he did with Nickelodeon, it kind of breaks my heart. But nevertheless, the shows and stuff that he had put out and Nickelodeon with all that, Kenan and Kel, the Amanda Show, um, just I guess even the cartoons. We got Rugrats and Doug before they went to Disney, and the Wild Thornberries, Hey Arnold. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
It does.
And Nickelodeon was, even now when I would see, from time to time Nick at night, and I would watch the shit as a 40-year-old man. I'm laughing my ass off, and it's like, why am I laughing at this? This is the dumbest thing, but it still hits home, and it's still the funniest thing to me. But Nickelodeon was one of those that era in the early to mid '90s was it was a good time to watch TV as a kid.
Absolutely.
Outside of just cartoons, you had great kids shows.
Yo, Nickelodeon is special, for lack of a better term. It's just as special as anything else from our childhood. You know, it's in the upper echelon of specialness because it was tailored for us and our age group and our demographic. Like no matter what age of kid you were, Nickelodeon had something for you.
Yes.
I remember watching like the competitive shows like
Oh yeah,
Guts
yeah. Oh
and
yes.
Hey Dude and
Man.
with the ranch and shit. And
Yeah.
what was the other one with the slime?
Um.
Not Double
Damn.
Dare. Is that what it was called? Double Dare?
Maybe.
I
Maybe
think
Double
something like
Dare,
that.
but
I mean, they just had a
nevertheless,
gang of stuff like that where it was actually us kid. I always wanted to be on Guts.
yeah.
Always. I
Always wanted to
wanted
be
to
on
test
that.
my might and shit.
Hmm.
Um, and then when Snick came out, that block of TV for Saturday nights with Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are you kidding me? That was like the first.
Yes.
Then Alex Mack and, Clarissa. I don't know if Clarissa Explains It All was one of them shows, but I think
I
so.
think so. I think it was.
And it was just that block of TV. It's funny because I don't know. One of the other tributes I was thinking about is another block of TV that was instrumental,
Hmm.
and that one came on Fridays, and then Snick would come on Saturdays. So I already had my plans
Oh
for
yeah.
Friday and Saturday
Oh
night
yeah. Yeah.
for years,
Yes. Yes.
and it was just an amazing time to be a kid. Like you didn't have to go outside; you could still have a good time in the house
Yeah.
watching those blocks of TV. And then,
Hmm.
like you said, Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy. Ren and
Hmm.
Stimpy was like so cool to me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So was Doug. Doug holds a special place in my heart. Even though I saw something about Doug recently that had me fucked up. It was talking about him hating on Skeeter. I was like,
Oh.
yo, why is Doug behaving like this, dog? Not on
Oh.
Skeeter.
Damn.
But I can't let that taint Doug for me
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
growing up, I did not peep that.
Yeah,
And all I saw was the awesomeness of Doug.
yes, that's all I saw was awesome. And as I got older, I realized, and I tried to rewatch it, and I was like, yo, this kid's stressed about every fucking thing. I'm like, yo, he's stressed about everything. I was like, why did I like this show so much? But I mean, it all played out. All played out very, to a positive. And but yeah, it was Nick at Night and just Nickelodeon, everything. And it was, I was a Nickelodeon kid. I know Disney Block came on like the late 90s, early 2000s. But Nickelodeon set that tone for the kids. And it was like everything was for us. It was basically FUBU. It was for us, by us.
For real.
And it was like, and it didn't matter what demographic, like you said, the demographic as far as the age and the race. It was just you're a kid, just doing some of the just most wildest creative things that you can think of. It was nothing, and that was the crazy thing about Nickelodeon. No show was the same.
Yeah.
Everything was different.
Mm-hmm. And like you mentioned, Nick at Night, that was an awesome time for me too, because that's where you would watch shit that was in syndication, like Bewitched and Brady Bunch and shit like that. I was like, oh, this Nick at Night is pretty fucking cool too.
It is. Yeah. But that's, shout out to Nickelodeon.
Shout out for sure. Big
just kind of away from the Dan Snyder shit and the scandals and all the other shit, but shout out to Nickelodeon and
definitely can't let one person stop what they did for kids during our age group, like when we were growing up.
Exactly. And sad that they kind of changed the building and everything. It's like they changed that orange splat building.
See,
they changed all.
Don't
that.
fuck with the orange splat, dog. Exactly. What are y'all doing?
Exactly. But that's it. That's all we have for tonight. If you have anything else before we sign off.
Nah, man, I think that is a wrap.
Yep. All right. You heard the man. That's a wrap. Everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mentals. We out of here.
Straight up. Stay up.
Dad's eating dinner, the dog's got his bone. I'll get it, that's the phone. Mom's at the table, dishing the food.
Mammy's little baby loves shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread.
Everybody's in a very good mood singing Nickelodeon.
I am thankful for absolutely nothing.
Bud says, sis, what's the channel for kids? I don't know. Come on, tell her what it is. Nick.
Will you be staying for dinner?
Nickelodeon.